Hey, what's going on? Thanks for tuning back in again. It's Navy Vet 88 coming at y'all with another video. This video is pretty much a run back video from a video that I did a while ago, which is how to paint your rifle. So here you go. You can see we got our 11.5 BCM build, and this is our AR pistol. As a matter of fact, I did a video beforehand and it showed you how to do the prep work. It showed you how to do the paint job. It showed you what I used, how I used it, when I used it. So if you want to know, go check those videos out, go check those shorts out. It's gonna give you everything that you needed to know. This video is pretty much just a recap to show you what it all looked like in the end. So again, this is the 11.5 BCM build that I did. I'll take this sling off. As you can see, this is the Ferro Concept Slingster, and this is like a really dope sling. And I have it on the BCM QD quick attach mount. So I'll go ahead and pop those off. And like I said, it's the Slingster by Ferro Concepts. And I love this sling. I think if I get another sling, it's going to be this one. I have a few other slings, but all of them are T-Rex arms. So, and that's not anything to say about T-Rex arm slings not being bad. They're just really thin. And this one has that pad and cushioning in it, so it works perfectly. But yeah, just pretty much starting off, I wanted to show you that your glass is one of the top things that you need to worry about if we're working from the top down. And that would be making sure that you're getting your glass taped off properly. Next up would have been your apertures. So if you see these flip up and down for, you know, further and shorter distances, you want to make sure that you're taping those off. And I have it taped off as well in the front. You want to make sure you're taping those off because you don't want to run the risk of the paint getting all like gunked up inside of it. Since the apertures are holes and dots and lines, you want to make sure that you are keeping those free from any type of paint, because once they get in there, it'll be hard to see and then also hard to get it out if it sits for too long. The weapon light that we have on here, which is the Surefire Scout, I didn't have it attached because I didn't want to paint it. Actually, I'll probably get another one. Once I get more, then I'll probably consider painting them. I see a lot of people, they'll paint theirs, but I ain't at the point yet where I got enough $200-300 lights before I start just spraying them out. But for it though, if I were to paint it with it on, I would have taped off the lens right here in the glass. Also, starting up front with the muzzle device, always tape off your muzzle device because you don't want to get any type of extra unnecessary spray inside of the muzzle. Now, if you're shooting it, in my opinion, there is so much PSI running out of that barrel. Once that bullet exits the tip of the barrel, I'm pretty sure that whatever paint might have been in there probably would have gotten blown out. But at the same time, I still want to make sure that I'm not purposely putting paint in there. Let's see, coming around, the charger handle, as you can see, it's a Radiant Raptor, but we didn't do anything with it. We didn't tape it off. We just kept it pushed in. And that's because I didn't want any of the parts that are like moving back and forth or anything like that to be obstructed by paint getting on them. If anybody knows about, we'll say, the Springfield Echelon, the Springfield Prodigy, the 2011 model, real big hit, but a lot of issues that people were dealing with was the slide when it came to reciprocating back and forth, and that's because of the Cerakote that's on it would be grinding back and forth against the paint. So you would literally have to break the pistol in order for you to actually get it to function and cycle back and forth with no problems. So for the people that say, you should went ahead and Cerakoted it, that's not always the case. Coming down, I flip it around here. Another piece that moves will be the forward assist. As you can see, we take that off, as well as the trigger. And if you can see, we taped it all the way off so that no spray got inside of the trigger or the that assembly down in there. We just wanted to make sure that forward control group, like everything up under there on the internals, we wanted to make sure it didn't get painted. As you can see, let me see, I'm gonna drop the bolt here. So as you can see, the bolt carrier inside is actually it's a Cerakoted bronze color. So all we did was just kept the dust cover closed up, and we were good to go with the spray. We didn't go too heavy. And the matte finish that I used was like a green, dark forest, tan matte. So I wanted it to look a certain type of way. So I didn't want it to be too shiny. Well, I didn't want it to be shiny at all. I really wanted it to be just as dull as I can get it, because if you look at one of my shorts when I took it outside, you'll be able to see it in comparison to another black rifle that I had laying out next to it. And as I walked up on both of the rifles, you could see the black one. It almost looked like a shadow on the ground. But this one, you didn't see it at all. So a lot of people were speaking about me in my straight lines. And, you know, of course, that was all associated with the funny audio dub over. But I guess some people assumed that that was actually me. And, it, you know, I was trying to tell people, like, it was just a joke. But, yeah. Oh, and for that, I had no interest or no plans or ideas for this to be any type of like militant, camoed out, SHTF, this is the way, the standard, none of that. This had no intent of being any type of military anything. But a lot of people assumed that because they saw it, for some reason, that's what I was trying to go for. And I think a lot of people just be dumb and want to talk and hear themselves talk and see other people comment. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, I did it for the fun of it. I get tired of the monotony of having the same black rifles and pistols and all that over and over and over. So I wanted to break it up a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. The magazine, as you can see, it has kind of like a worn in color at the top. That's because I actually practiced with this magazine. So this was like the test mag that I used. And that's why it blends in so well. So some people ask like, well, what if you got to put another mag in, you not go? And I'm like, well, I got a few of these extra laying around so I could just spray them if I wanted to. So yeah, I didn't tape off the brace, even though it has like the foamy Velcro in the back. I mean, I just wanted that worn look, so I know eventually it's going to give off that worn look that I was looking for. As you can see, the Daniel Defense, some people was like, oh, well, it's rubber, so it's gonna like rub off. And yeah, to rub off, but what you have to do to avoid all of that gritty feeling all over your rifle after you sprayed it, and I sprayed it almost to the entirety. And a lot of people have said that, like, you know, when you present, they're always having all these different like rubs and stuff coming all off on their hands and, you know, stuff like that. But the thing is, you have to spray it with the clear coat covering. So for this one, I used the matte clear coat. The clear coat basically seals in all of the paint, and it makes sure that that whole rubbing gritty feeling that you get with the paint rubbing off and it feel like sand all over your hand every time you're touching it, that's for that. But a lot of people don't know that, so when they see it and they have never known that, then they'll tell people, well, if you paint it, that's what you're gonna deal with. But it's this process to this. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I just wanted to show you all what it looked like. Bring it back a little bit more, maybe that'll help. And put it in my face on. You know, nice little quick shot. But that's it. There's nothing more to it. It was a very simple and easy job. Like I said, the prep work is most important. If you do your prep work right, you won't have any issues at all. Everything turned out well. Everything functions well. I've gone to the range with it and shot through it already, so it's not a functioning issue with it at all. And I like it. Honestly, at the end of the day, I just wanted something that looked nice, that I like, that I prefer, and it really didn't have to blend. It didn't have any intent on being anything that was a military, you know, connection or anything like that, because after me serving 2 combat deployments in 5 years, our security forces only carry black weapons. When we deployed, anybody that I saw out had black weapons. So it's not like me thinking that, oh, well, the military has this, and it's like, nah, that's not always the case. You might find smaller units or smaller groups that might have that, but for the most part, military is uniform. Everything they try to make cost efficient. So, you know, not spraying weapons and stuff is pretty cost efficient. But yeah, that's it, man. One time for the marathon. RIP Nipsey. It ain't LA Nipsey Friday, but you know, we get it popping over here with the Cubans and all. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Anybody got any suggestions or requests, put them down in the comment section. Share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll holler back at y'all. Peace.